Consistency is key, not speed. Consistency is key, not speed. It's not about how fast you can do something. It's about how often you can do something. Queenitas here. I hope you're doing well, wherever it is that you are and whatever it is that you're doing. I hope that you're becoming the best version of yourself just because UMF can. Not for anybody else, not for anything else, just because you can. Today, we're going to talk about unleashing the beast within. We're going to talk about flipping the switch to beast mode. How are we going to do that? Long story short, we're going to put our ninja pants on. We're going to get a bulletproof vest. We're going to get some big cojones, big cojones. And we're going to close our eyes and we're going to go for it. I don't care who it is. I know for a fact that everybody on this planet can switch to beast mode if they really wanted to. Half of the battle is trying to convince you to do it. My light's going out. That was the universe. I'm going to be like the tarot card readers here on YouTube. That was the confirmation from the universe. We need to believe in ourselves.
We need to believe in ourselves
like we have never believed before. It doesn't matter what we have to do. It doesn't matter how early we have to wake up, how late we have to go to bed, how much it sucks to do something that you don't feel like doing, because it really does. It really does. But I feel that the more and more that I do it, the better that I get at it and the easy it becomes. And the more that I can flow like water and I can be light like a feather, meaning I can do things effortlessly. The better that I get at it and the easy it becomes. And the more that I can flow like water and I can be light like a feather, meaning I can do things effortlessly. To make a long story short, the first way to go beast mode is facing your fears. You have to face your fears, because what's getting in the way of us and what we want to achieve is our fears. So the same way with you, there is something that you may be wanting to do, but for some reason you keep on postponing it or you keep on not thinking about it. What is it? What is the one thing that you've been wanting to do and you haven't because you don't want to think about it? It's just too much work. It's too overwhelming. Like that's what happened with me on my photo shoot. The whole entire month, when I thought about it, I was like, oh, no, I don't want to sit there. That's a lot of work. The same way, you may be feeling like that towards something that you need to get done. You have to train like an athlete for that which you want to achieve. So as much as we don't like doing something, if we make ourselves do it, then you get better at it. That's why I've said at the beginning of the video that consistency is key. Because it really is. It's better to do something 5 minutes every day than to do something 3 hours in 1 week. Sometimes you can just like sit there and practice something so much to the point where it's just not going anywhere and you're running in circles, as opposed as practicing every single day and singing a song from beginning to end. It's just an example. Nowadays, it's getting better and better and better because I keep on doing that which I want in life more and more. Like you have to become it. In order to become it, you have to be it. So you have to act as if you already were there. And it's really hard to do that because you like look around, you're like, well, I'm nowhere near there. But I don't feel like that anymore, because once you understand the point of it all, which is to embody the change that you want to see in the world, then time becomes secondary. It's not about how fast you can do it. It's about how can I bring this into my everyday and practice it so much, aka making these videos, until one day I'm actually really, really good at expressing my thoughts and what I have to share with the world. First step to becoming a beast is to face your fears. What's troubling me? What makes me scared? What is standing in the way of me and my dreams? Second step, you have to practice like an athlete, meaning you have to practice consistency like an athlete. Every single day, you're going to pick something, anything, just drinking water, doing 100 bicep curls. I'm trying to think, what else did I do? Going to bed at a certain time, waking up at a certain time. And I did it for periods. Like I didn't just always just wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So you just go in spurs and you're like, okay, this month I'm going to practice drinking water. Or let's not even say this month, dudes, because that sounds way too long, you know? That sounds way, way, way long. Like, let's do this week. What are we going to achieve this week? Starting tomorrow. So I wrote a schedule, and for the next 7 days, I'm going to come on here and I'm going to talk to you guys. What are you going to do for the next 7 days? One time I told one of the girls that I used to coach, just what is one food that you will give up, that you will be able to give up, that's not healthy for you? And she said ice cream, and she did it. What we're after here is that feeling of accomplishment. That's why we have to like pick little things, anything that we can achieve easily, so we can begin to build self-trust. Because number 3, you have to trust yourself. And in order to trust yourself, before you can trust yourself, you have to show yourself that you can trust yourself, like that you are going to show up, that you're going to keep the promises that you make to yourself. That's the whole point of making this little mini goals of this week I'm going to do this, and this other week I'm going to do this, because the more that you do that, the more trust you're going to create in yourself. And the more trust you're going to create in yourself, the more respect you will have for yourself. Simple as that. The more self-respect that you create, the more self-love. And that's how you love yourself. I know that half of the time I'm talking about self-love, people don't really understand it, because I didn't. I mean, I'm like, yeah, I know what self-love is. Okay, love yourself first. But when you don't feel it, when you're not embodying it, when you're not in it, you can't possibly imagine what it feels like. You know what's the best feeling? When something goes wrong and you don't reach out to somebody to save you, or to even just vent to. You know, when something bad happens, our first instinct is to call somebody. Well, it was my first instinct, like, okay, let me call my mom, let me call my friend, let me call my dad, let me put this onto somebody else so I can get it out of me and I can vent to somebody and we can talk and gossip about it. You know, that's what it used to be, the way that I dealt with it, or I'm sure the way that you deal with it. But you know what's awesome? Whenever something bad happens and you just like stay in silence and you're like, all right, I got it. Gotta get my stuff together, get your stuff together, girl. You know, and like talk to myself in my head. I'm like, all right. So we're all humans. We all go through the same stuff. And that's why I'm here, dudes. I am here to remind you of your greatness. That is my purpose in life, is to remind you of your greatness, of how beautiful your heart is, how genuine you are, how authentic you could be if you let your guard down. So in order to go beast mode, you have to become authentic. You have to trust yourself. So you're going to practice and practice and practice facing your fears so you can then trust yourself. Like, no, I got me. I know that I'm going to think about that and I'm going to get upset, but I'm able to emotionally regulate myself. I'm going to soothe myself. I'm going to calm down. I'm not going to reach out for somebody to save me or to help me. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to think about it and I'm going to feel it and I'm going to cry it out. And then I'm going to put my ninja pants back on and I'm going to go at it again. Doesn't matter what comes our way. We got this. So you have to work really hard on this part of trusting yourself. You are going to trust yourself only after having practiced consistency. Like I said before, it doesn't matter what you are consistent with, just pick something for the week and do it. You're going to create self-trust, then you're going to create self-respect. And when you respect yourself long enough, you start loving yourself. There you go. So remember, we just closing the gap here. The gap to what? Closing the gap to go
beast mode.
Anyways, guys, I think I spoke long enough for years to come. I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you didn't, I'm sure you're not watching. But if you are, I'm glad you enjoyed the video. Anyways, till next time.